Here we are at page 5, which is technically the first page of the second part of the review I gave y'all. So, yeah. Find the volume of the prism. Volume is simply area of the base times height. But the base is a regular hexagon, which will cause us to use the regular polygon formula. We know perimeter because this is 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. We don't have the apothem. It's not given to us. We are going to have to find it via right triangles. So if you were to draw the right triangles here and then find the apothem, the right triangle on the inside, where that 6 gets cut in half to 3, this will be 6, and you have to find the apothem. It does create a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so you could do x squared to 3, 2x. And most of the time when I did in class, we did that. But you could also do Pythagorean theorem, which will basically give you the decimal equivalent of 3 square root of 3, which, if you do 6 squared minus 3 squared, it gives you 5.196. So for this problem, I'm going to use that. Because from here now, it's simply 1/2 times 36 times 5.196, which should give you about 101.3 feet cubed, because it's volume. Given the table for points, triangle ABC, fill in the points for the A, B, and C prime after translation of 5 right, and 3 down. So x plus 5, y minus 3, that will give us 1, 3. B prime will be 5, 3, and C will be 3, -3. Just add 5 to the x, subtract y, 3 from the y. Find x. All right. Two things going on here. Two tangent lines forming an angle. When that happens, the formula to find x is 1/2 of the major arc minus the minor arc. Jesus. Sorry. Problem is, all we have is an inscribed angle here at H. So the first part actually is to find GI, which will be a minor arc, and GI is twice the inscribed angle H, because normally we say the inscribed angle is half of the arc, so when you do that in the opposite direction it goes backwards. So GI is 1/16, that's a minor arc. To find GHI, the whole rest of the circle in the opposite direction, you have to subtract. You're going to do 360 minus that 116. And 360 minus that 116 is 244. So x is 1/2. 244 minus 116 which is 62.5. Wait. Let me double check that because now I'm getting a different number. 244 minus 116. Yep, I must have put the wrong number in the first time. Should be 64. Alright. So keeping along with this circle angles, you have the circle formula chart. Find the measure of angle 2. It's similar to the one before, but they're not tangents, they're secants, but same idea. Angle 2 is going to be 1/2 the outer arc minus the inner arc. And you have the outer arc, it's 130. What you're missing is the inner arc. And to get that, we must do 360, the full circle, minus these things we have together, 130 plus 105 plus 70. And if you add 130, 105, and 70, you get 305. So angle 1 is 55. And so angle 2 is 1/2 130 minus 55. And 1/2 of 130 minus 55 is 37.5. As shown in the graph below, triangle RST or RST prime is the image of triangle RST under what transformations? So to get from here to here, this has to rotate that way. It can't flip over because if it reflected over this line, a line like that, R would be there and S would be there, but clearly they've changed where they are. So it didn't just reflect over, it rotated. So one rotation would turn you here, that's 90, the second one would put you there. So first 180, it's only the one transformation. Right, so 180 degree rotation. How tall is the building? Geometric mean, probably the only one we'll see like this. In this triangle, that altitude is a geometric mean. If you remember what that means, it's a proportion, but that value is diagonal from itself. It's the top of one fraction, the bottom of the other. The altitude cuts up the diagonal, BA, into two pieces, the hypotenuse. Those two pieces go in the other blanks. And since we need to find the length of BD, that's going to be x. So cross multiply 5. Hello, pen. 5x equals 100. Divide by 5, that's 20. Not the answer to your problem, though, because AB is the 5 from AD plus the 20 from DB to give you 25 feet. In the figure below, PRSTU is a regular pentagon. What is the measure of STY? STY is an exterior angle. Earlier we talked about all exterior angles, sums, all of the angles will add up to 360. So really the easiest way to solve this, 360 divided by the 5 sides, 72 degrees. And the last question here, a tree on a level ground casts a shadow of 30 feet. The angle of elevation from the tip of the shadow to the top of the tree is 70 degrees. Find the height of the tree. Angle of elevation, shadow, how tall is the tree? So again, we're going to be using tree. And we have opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Again, tangent's just popular. It sounds cooler than sine and cosine. And because we're using opposite and adjacent, we're going to be using tangent. So tangent 70 equals the opposite x over the adjacent 30. And simply 30 times tangent 70 is 82.4. And that's feet. And there you go, page 5 down. 2 more to go. Will we make it? Probably.